everyone, and welcome to Grip Lock, Foundation Disc Golf's weekly podcast. I'm Hunter, joined as always by Trevor and Konner. Before we get into today's episode, I want to take a moment to thank our sponsors. It's holiday season, and you don't know what to get as a gift or stocking stuffer? Well, today's sponsor, Manscaped, has the tools to guarantee that you win this year's stocking stuffer or white elephant gift exchange. Manscaped is the leader in men's below-the-waist grooming, and they have served more than 4 million men worldwide. That's 8 million balls. So get 20% off and free shipping at manscaped.com with the code GRIPLOCKED. Manscaped's best-selling product is the Performance Package 4.0, which is at the top of every man's wish list this year. And inside you'll find their lawnmower body hair trimmer, the best trimmer on the market, and the Weed Whacker ears and nose hair trimmer. Now, the people at Manscaped have been hooking Trevor and I up for months now with... we've both got the Performance Package 4.0, the Weed Whacker, the Boxers, pretty much anything that we've talked about on this podcast, they have sent to Trevor and I as the host of the podcast. But Konner, when we started doing the ad reads, was the producer of the show, and now he's taken more of a role in the show. So Manscaped decided for Christmas to surprise Konner and hook him up with...
Oh, heck yeah.
Look under your seat. It's a brand new car.
The full Performance Package 4.0. So, Konner, here's your Weed Whacker, ear and nose hair trimmer for your delicate little holes, as the ad read would normally say.
I have a small nose.
Well, it'll fit in there. Don't worry.
Yeah, you're good.
And then this is the rest of your Performance Package 4.0. First off, look at this packaging.
I'm a sucker for
I will
good
say,
packaging.
Manscaped's packaging is second to none.
And then below this...
The best packaging for your package.
Wow. Is that the new tagline?
I just came up with it. That's what happens.
And then below this, you got your Boxers.
I'm really excited about those.
Those are so soft.
I've heard you guys.
Bag.
I've been hearing you guys talk about
Boxers.
The Boxers are incredible.
Goated.
There's also a mat to shave your balls on, but I wouldn't want to say that.
That's goated as well.
All right, let me toss you this.
That's freaking sick.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
If you want people in your life to be as happy as Konner is right now,
look at that little face.
Show them how happy you are. Heads up.
Just
really
hit him in
heads
the
up.
face.
Okay. It's open.
Imagine getting
ready.
hit in the face on our channel. That'd be crazy.
So if you want your family members or friends or really any guy in your life to be as happy as Konner is at this exact moment, then head over to manscaped.com and get 20% off plus free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED. Huge thanks again to Manscaped for the past months for supporting our show, supporting us, and supporting disc golf, and now supporting Konner.
Thank you, Manscaped.
So huge shout out to Manscaped. They've been probably the biggest supporter of our show for several months now, and you can be the ballsiest gift giver ever this year with Manscaped. And don't forget, 20% off free shipping with the code GRIPLOCKED. One word. All right. Some off-season movement. Not a lot going on this past week, but one thing that did happen is Matt Bell, we talked about, he left DGA. He has now signed with ThoughtSpace Athletics. Very low chance this is going to be his only sponsor. Yeah. I did get a DM from someone saying that
he's got to be an Infinite guy.
What is ThoughtSpace Athletics?
I believe they're made by MVP. They're just like a obscure another brand. They're more focused on like the design of the stamp.
Yeah.
Okay. They have some like cool
I've
molds.
I've seen people wear their apparel.
Yeah. Okay. It's a very like
it's pretty indie.
Yeah. Yeah. It's pretty cool looking. Pretty cool looking stamps.
That's cool.
Yeah.
But so he signed with them. I did hear someone DM me where one of their friends ended up playing around with Matt Bell like last week, and he was putting with EV7 putters. So
interesting.
As expected,
that's such a no-brainer.
Yeah, he's known as the putter. Like he was a putting world champion, I think multiple times. So
probably
he's going to end up being with EV7. Question is it going to be like EV7 ThoughtSpace and Infinite, or just like EV7 and ThoughtSpace?
Yeah, that's interesting.
I don't know. It'd be interesting if he's with ThoughtSpace and Infinite, but we'll have to see. Other than that, not really seeing any off-season movement.
Who are we still waiting on this off-season?
There's rumors floating about Ricky still.
Right. Hamm is, right? We still haven't heard his...
Hamm is, I believe. Did he just re-sign?
Did he re-sign? Because
Discraft has been making some posts here and there.
I just feel like when he re-signs, we're going to hear about it because we're going to hear numbers, because I feel like he's going to be a big one.
You think so?
I think so, yeah. I think he's a six-figure guy.
Yeah, contract extension for Presnell.
I don't think we've seen him.
Oh, we haven't seen him. You're right.
I think he's still like one of the big fish out there.
Yeah, so Hamm
I expect him to re-sign for sure.
He's definitely going to stay with
I just think he's going to be
Discraft.
expensive.
He will probably also be expensive.
He's
there's also been some rumors circulating around the heads of Chris Dickerson and Katrina Allen, so that'll be something to keep an eye on.
It's like the offseason might get quiet for a little bit.
I think January is going to
I think
off.
January, February, before the season gets going, like we're going to start seeing some crazy stuff.
Yeah.
It's going to get feisty.
Yeah, this will be a fun game. Foundation just signed 2
Hunter's
players. Okay. I'm not. This isn't a game for y'all because y'all should know the answer.
Okay.
I do know the answer.
We signed 2 players. So I'm gonna just let the comments just guess who those 2 players are. We're not gonna be their exclusive sponsors, so they're with other manufacturers.
Do we give them any hints?
No hints. Because I don't want them to guess, but I don't want them to get the right answer and be like 100% confident. I want them to guess the answer though. Just curious.
Ooh.
I think it'd be fun. It's also a little teaser.
That's titillating.
That announcement will come at some point in the future.
That's the correct word to use, right?
Sounds good.
Okay.
Yeah.
Other thing, really quick before we get into like some of the more heated topics we're going to park on for a little bit.
Oh, heated.
You might have heard us over the past few weeks talk about 2 brands specifically. One being Luft Disc or Loft Disc or Leaf Disc.
Wait, is it pronounced Luft?
I don't know. It's the L and then the O with the slash. And every time I say Loft, people come after me in the comments.
I'm gonna come after you.
I know it's not. I know it's not Loft, but like I don't know how to pronounce the O with the slash.
Luft?
Someone said it's like EA. Like, how do you pronounce? How I'm
Or
gonna
left?
How to pronounce?
Depending on
Lift. Loft.
I hope
think
it's
you just gotta say
Luft.
option,
Loft.
I hope it's
Say it like
Loft.
you got something in your throat. Loft.
What does this sound? A
Loft.
typical French vowel. What?
What?
You pronounce it by pursing your lips as if you're blowing a candle out.
Luft.
Luft.
Oh, yeah.
Luft.
I had to
Luft.
sing. I had to sing in French and Italian a lot whenever I was in school.
That is awesome. If that's how you
it's more
pronounce
like
it.
it's more like a kind
Luft.
of Luft.
All right. Remember the people listening to this.
Sorry.
As soon as you said "perch your lips," it like took me back immediately to like my vocal like teacher. Like,
I'm gonna call it Loft.
Yeah, so Loft Discs, they're sending us. They decided to. I don't know if this was after hearing the podcast or what all went into it, but they're going to be sending us their curved rim driver, the Boreum.
I am very excited about that.
So I'm excited as well. We're definitely going to end up doing a video on it on our main channel, checking it out, giving it a review. We gave them some flack for Kickstarter. We'll see if the disc comes in and the disc is incredible.
You gave them most of the flack. Let's be clear on that.
Okay, I gave them most of the flack. I mean,
I just want to say I didn't care that nearly as much. You were pretty fired up.
Yeah. But we'll see what the disc is. If the disc is up to snuff, maybe they'll get an apology from me. We'll see.
Yeah,
I'm definitely excited to check it out. I'm fascinated to
yeah.
see also like their plastic. Other company that is in a similar situation is Gateway. We talked about Konner getting seeming like he has Gateway vibes.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The answer, yes.
And
Gateway, I'm right. I'm vibing with Gateway.
we were like, we had a bunch of questions about Gateway, like what was their destroyer, all this other stuff.
Who is Gateway? What
and
is
so
Gateway? Why
one of
is
the Gateway
Where is
sales
Gateway?
reps who we've worked
Tell you
with
where it is.
to order Gateway in the past reached out and hooked all of us up, each of us, with a bunch of discs. So that will be a video coming soon. We're gonna play with just Gateway, see what it's all about. They sent, I think it was like 13 discs a piece plus some apparel and a bag to put it in. So we'll be all Gateway swagged out.
Very
in the video
exciting.
pretty soon.
Gateway. All you Gateway people in the comments, what should we be throwing?
Yeah.
Please give me some help. I don't know. I
They did say that
I threw a Devil Hawk yesterday.
It was dope.
Pretty cool.
They claimed
Stable.
they claimed their destroyer, because that was one of our questions, is the Illusion.
That's got to be Cap.
Does not feel like it.
There's no way.
No, I think it might be more like a Scorch.
Here's what I'll
we
say.
haven't thrown it yet.
Yeah,
We haven't thrown
if
it
I
yet. It
throw
might fly incredible.
Yeah,
It doesn't feel like
if
a
I
destroyer.
throw it and it is just as overstable and it just doesn't quite go as far because it's not as wide rimmed, fine. But it just doesn't feel like it's gonna.
It doesn't feel like it's going to be stable.
Maybe we're wrong.
But we'll find out. That's the whole point of this video.
Yeah.
So if that gets you excited, then be excited because it's coming.
I've thrown a few discs and I've liked them.
Yeah. We also
Heck
made a
yeah,
rule that
dude.
we aren't allowed
Yeah.
to throw
Yeah, I've only
any of the discs that
the only
came
ones
in.
I've
Connor's
thrown are the ones that
itching.
I have taken and like put in my bag. But whenever we got all the stuff in from there, Hunter won't let me throw any of it because he says we have to throw it for the first time.
Well, because
in
the video
video
is going to be our first time trying Gateway. And if you've thrown all of it and you're like, yeah, dude, this is my go-to element, I'm going to be like, oh, frick you, Konner.
Why do you turn into like a hardcore smoker whenever you start talking about go-to discs, man?
I don't know.
because he's going for Kenny.
Yeah, I know. I knew the answer to that question.
I didn't know the
It's
answer.
because Climo, man.
It sounds that's just your
The
Ken
last
Climo
time I saw
impression.
Ken Climo was at Dean's Cup, and he rode up to me on a bike, cigarette in hand, and was just like, had the raspiest voice, like, whew, Ken Climo.
I got him to sign my mini that I
Legend.
used for years.
I wish I could have got him to sign something, dude. Man, Ken Climo is cool. He's got an aura around him.
Yeah.
I'd like to know what Ken's
I
up
still
to
have
these
that signed
days.
mini.
Isn't it funny that like he's not like,
He does commentary every once in a while.
does he?
He did
That's
for
what I
USDGC. and
When?
he's popped on like last year. He didn't this year.
Right.
And he's popped on some other commentary.
I'd like to see him it's weird that he's not really involved in disc golf a ton. It doesn't seem like. I'd love to see him around. And why is he not play Masters?
He had an ongoing injury for a while that put him on the sidelines.
Yeah, that makes sense.
And he might just not be he might not be a media guy.
Champ. He should just start his own brand.
The
Called
Champ.
The Champ. Yeah.
Champ is here. All right.
Did you come up with that? That's awesome.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, that's totally
He's so
mine.
talented.
The Pro Tour End of the Year awards. We're in the middle of the announcements.
What a mess, dude.
In the middle of the announcement.
My goodness.
Player of the Year, FPO has been announced. MPO is being announced today. And then that'll be the end of it. They'll have announced everything.
Thank goodness.
Fingers crossed they announce it during this podcast. Definitely not going to happen. So we'll have to just talk about the MPO Player of the Year next week. Unless they give it to the right person, then we won't talk about it. But we'll talk about today who we think the right person, who we think it should go. Who Foundation would give the Pro Tour Player of the Year to. We'll see if
Foundation's Player of the Year.
Sure.
The FPO, FPO, yeah, you don't count the Go ahead.
Oh, because Foundation Player of the Year. I was
Oh,
like,
yeah,
FPO.
It's funny that it has FPO in it.
That's funny.
Thank you.
Okay. So, Rookie of the Year came out. MPO side went to Gannon Burr.
Makes sense, right? Because he's
all around
brand new and
100%.
played awesome.
FPO wise,
I wonder how you guys feel about this
I'm
topic.
gonna let Trevor take this.
Okay, I decided this is how we need to establish this argument or whatever, discussion. It's a discussion.
Yeah.
It's not an argument. It's a discussion. This is how we need to start discussion. Okay, so Julianna Korver was awarded Rookie of the Year for the Disc Golf Pro Tour. Okay. The reason being because she met the qualifications for Rookie of the Year for the Pro Tour only had to do within the Pro Tour, and she hadn't played on the Pro Tour really yet. So she's still qualified. Opening statements to this discussion. Number one.
Should I play devil's advocate or should I give my opinion?
Your opinion, definitely.
Yeah.
Well, would the segment be better if I let Trevor punch the holes in the arguments we've been presented with?
I'm just scared he's going to punch holes in you.
I think I'm going to do that with these opening statements to some degree.
Okay,
so opening statements. Number one opening statement. This is in no means any kind of slander to Julianna Korver. She's one of the greatest of all time. This does not have anything to do with her whatsoever. And absolutely, she deserved what she won. She played very well. Number two, segueing from that statement. Number two statement is, yes, we realize that according to the standards that were set by the Pro Tour, she 100% qualified for the award according to their stipulations and deserved it. That is not in question. So we like Julianna Korver, great player. She absolutely did qualify. Those are the two things.
All right, perfect. Let's go on to the next award.
People did not whenever we tweeted about this and we set a storm on fire, but everybody was replying with those two things, basically saying those two things when I understand those. Hunter and I's stance on this is the reason that you have Rookie of the Year awards in every other thing there's ever been a Rookie of the Year award is the essence of that award is to give it to somebody who is brand new to the highest level of that sport and performed the best out of those people who were all brand new to the highest level of the sport. I understand.
That's what rookie means.
Right. So I understand that Julianna Korver is a rookie to the Pro Tour, but the Pro Tour is the highest level of the sport, and she's already been playing on the high. She earned her track record in the highest level of the sport. It's not like she was playing in some minor leagues and then came to the Pro Tour older and won Rookie of the Year. That would make somewhat sense. She was playing at the highest level, won 5 world titles, is in the Hall of Fame.
And 8 majors total.
Yeah, she's in the Hall of Fame. She's been in there since 2008, and now she's winning Rookie of the Year. That's where it gets weird. So what we're saying is it's not that she didn't deserve it. It's not that she didn't qualify from the stipulations. If the Pro Tour
It's not that we don't like her either.
Yeah, if the Pro Tour is going to be the official tour of disc golf, they need to tie in all the rest of the history of the highest level of disc golf into their stipulations. They need to have it would be as simple as just carrying over some of the qualifications from the PDGA Rookie of the Year. I just think if the Pro Tour is going to be the official tour of disc golf, the Rookie of the Year award should make sense for the entire scope of disc golf, if that makes sense. So the entirety of the scope of Julianna Korver's career is that she's already a Hall of Famer. So I think the Pro Tour of disc golf should include that scope into their consideration for this award. So basically our argument is it just looked weird, and I don't think it captured the essence of the Rookie of the Year award. That's all we're saying. Hunter, do you have anything to add to that?
Yeah, so I think that...
I think you do have some good points as well.
Well, yeah, so what Trevor said is pretty much exactly what I think anyone who said something like, why is Julianna Korver getting this award, exactly how they feel. Let's just put some things into perspective as well. So her true rookie season was 1996, a year before I was even born. She has 230 career wins overall. And like Trevor said, she was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2008, 8 years before the Pro Tour even existed. Now, we've heard the MLB arguments, right? Of like, what was his name that came from...
So people argued that Ichiro Suzuki and Shohei Ohtani more recently, they played in Japan and then came over after being experienced professionals and won Rookie of the Year in Major League Baseball. But the difference is those players were not playing at the highest level of baseball.
No, which is the MLB.
They were professionals because they were making money. Like, professional just means you're making money playing your sport, but they weren't at the highest level. So they did not arrive at the top yet.
Now, here's what I have a question for you.
Yes.
Would you have an issue if, let's say, we'll just throw me into a scenario that is never going to happen.
Yes.
But as of right now, I haven't played Pro Tour events. Mm-hmm. But I've played Pro and I've accepted cash.
Yes.
So I've played Pro, a local B tier, C tier, some A tiers. If I were to go fully tour on the Pro Tour, would I be considered a rookie?
If you've already...
I've accepted cash in the PDGA at B tiers, C tiers.
So you're saying you don't qualify based on the PDGA standards.
Correct.
But you haven't even touched the Pro Tour.
I haven't toured.
I would say that I've seen a lot of people propose this argument too in the way of like European players like Kristen, if they're only able to play like a few events a year and then they join the Pro Tour. I agree. It does get muddy in disc golf with this whole thing. I've said there's not really a perfect solution because the touring scene right now is still very weird, as if like some players just can't afford to go on tour right away, so they're playing like these partial tours or like some of the Pro Tours. I agree. There's not really a perfect solution. I would say in your scenario, I think this really just drew attention mostly because a Hall of Famer was picked. I think that's why.
Well, in my scenario,
it was so severe of a case. In your scenario, you're basically saying yes, you wouldn't qualify based on the PDGA scenario or standards, but it's not nearly as severe because nobody knows who you are.
Well, in my scenario, no. In my scenario, I think I would be a rookie to the Pro Tour.
Right.
Because I never played at the highest level.
The question is, how do you differ it, I guess?
Major champions should be immediately eliminated. Kristen Tatar should not be able to win Rookie of the Year.
That's just a weird qualification standard to say if you want to make
Other thing I think is if you since the Pro Tour is so new, you might have players that didn't tour this year, played like a few years previously, and since the Pro Tour has overtaken the National Tour, the Pro Tour should use National Tour, which was the old Pro Tour essentially.
Right.
Where if you have already had a rookie season on the National Tour, played X amount of National Tour events, whatever they want to set that standard, you are not a rookie.
Yeah.
Because then I agree that a player should be able to go open, right? The PDGA Rookie of the Year, I don't really know if that should exist anymore.
Well, those awards are going to start dying down now that the National Tour.
But what I'm
is
saying is
down.
I should, or a player should be able to play local pro events.
Yeah.
Because to me, that's not the highest level of sport. That's the same as playing in Japan or playing on the web.com tour in golf or playing overseas or in the G League in the NBA, but you're not a rookie yet.
Yeah.
To where I can still make money playing the sport, but then when I actually tour, then I'm a rookie. I think that should be allowed. And again, I think that because the Pro Tour is so new, to avoid this situation, they should take history of National Tour, it should be a tour rookie.
Yeah, it's almost like they have to.
If you haven't toured yet,
it's almost like they have to change the standards for just for a 10-year transition period, and then once you get to where a lot of the older players you're not going to have this. The other problem with the current standards is the way they write it, and correct me if I'm wrong, is something along the lines of if you've played 3 Pro Tour events within
in recent years.
They say recent years.
They don't give
a specific amount of years. So what that tells me is, can Paul take a 10-year hiatus, or let's say somebody even younger, can Eagle take a 10-year hiatus, come back still in his prime, and win Rookie of the Year?
10 years later?
that the door. It's just
Well, like if Nate Doss came back, because Nate Doss has played Pro Tour events in 2016. If Nate Doss decided, you know what, I'm coming back to disc golf. Is he eligible to be Rookie of the Year?
It's just an odd one.
It shouldn't be.
I don't like.
Scott Stokely next year, he's going to try to tour. Like he might make a bid for a Rookie of the Year,
and I will say,
shouldn't be able to.
Let me be very clear. I mentioned other sports Rookie of the Year awards, and I mentioned we talk about other sports doing things before. Let me be very clear when I say that other sports have these same frustrations with Player of the Year, Rookie of the Year all the time. Like people are always bickering about it. Like it's always messed up because a lot of people go by committee, and committees can be wrong. This one is just very severe of an outlier.
I think in other sports, it's more of a question of like, I don't think that guy should have won it because of X, Y, or Z that he did in the season. Not
I don't
like,
think that person should qualify, right?
Well, like it's not like
Ben
Simmons
Simmons
is the only
thing
thing,
was
but
the
he played
outlier.
half a season.
Yeah, and he was still like in his second season at the very
his 1.5 season. Yeah.
Right. So like it still wasn't that crazy.
No, like he was still a rookie.
And the fact that
it's also not I've seen
other
other people say like, oh, so you just wanted to go to like a young 20-year-old? No. Like if Julianna Korver had no accolades and came in and had the season that she did without ever being a world champion, without ever playing on the national tour, without ever establishing herself in disc golf, she would just been like this local player and then came onto the pro tour. Yeah. Same exact age, everything.
It's not the age, it's the accolades.
Then I would be like, incredible, Rookie of the Year. Perfect. Yeah, it's just that she is like, if you've heard her name before she toured this year, if you've heard her name over the last few years, it's been in conversations of like, is she the greatest of all time? And the biggest thing to me that I don't understand why more people aren't upset is you have players like Stacy Ronsley, who this was her rookie season, right? Her actual rookie season. And she had a decent Pro Tour rookie season. She, from what I've read, would be the second place, the person who should get Rookie of the Year, in my opinion. She now can never be Rookie of the Year in the Pro Tour, even though she earned it. But Julianna Korver, because of the way the stipulations were set, or I guess I should say not set, now Stacy Ronsley doesn't win Rookie of the Year because probably a player that she looked up to and tried to model her game after.
It's just weird.
Of like the greatest of all time took Rookie of the Year from her.
So we're getting
another
beat
player
by
too,
a Hall of Famer for Rookie of the Year.
Another player too that would be in the conversation is Ella Hansen, who's going to at least win PDGA Rookie of the Year, it looks like. But she would also be in the conversation for the Pro Tour Rookie of the Year. Again, a similar thing where like they can never come back and win Rookie of the Year unless they wait 10 years and not play.
And like ask Julianna Korver if she feels like a rookie out there.
She said it felt unfair.
I feel like
literally in the like Pro Tour post,
she said that.
Yeah, she's like, it feels a little unfair that I won it, because she literally goes, it feels a little unfair. You know, I have won like 230 events,
and then she's like, that should be all people need to hear.
She goes, but I mean, I didn't win it in 1996, which she considers her rookie season because that's when she was actually a rookie. She's like, so you know, it is nice to at least win a Rookie of the Year. But like,
I feel like if I were her, I would feel borderline. It's a weird spot to be in. I would feel borderline offended.
Yeah, it almost is like a little bit like weird because like it's almost like, like almost disrespectful. Like call her a rookie.
Yeah, like
she's had such a prestigious career.
You could tell that she was like in a weird spot where like you don't want to be like rude and be like, I'm not accepting this award and like take a big stance. Yeah. But she was also like, she literally said it feels a little bit unfair and then listed like because of, I don't even know if she mentioned her 5 world titles. Yeah. She just is like, I've won 230 times.
Part of the
like she's one of the most winningest disc golfers of all time.
This is my opinion, but I feel that one of the most important parts of being a rookie and winning a Rookie of the Year award or having a great rookie season, part of that is the idea that you are able to adapt to the highest level quicker than others and adjust to the new pressure and the new circumstances. And that's something Julianna Korver didn't have to do. Yeah, she may not have played on the Pro Tour, but she still had played professional disc golf at the highest level under all kinds of pressure.
Extremely successful.
And been successful, where these other players that are brand new to it have not had that time to adjust. Like that's part of what makes you a rookie, is like you being out there like bright-eyed and like, you know, not really sure what to do. Like that's part of me.
I mean, the word
it's
rookie
just so weird.
Is like defined as either a new recruit or a member of an athletic team in his or her first season in that sport.
Gannon Burr, perfect example of the Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, that one makes
100% deserved. No one's going to argue it. Well, it's not the age. It's just this is his rookie season.
He's brand new.
Like he's also the PDGA Rookie of the Year. Like this is his
he
rookie
embodies
season.
like a Rookie of the Year, and then it's just like it's so odd. It's so odd.
the tweet I made I thought it was hilarious. Like several hundred or 100 some people liked it. So I know 100 some people thought it was hilarious as well.
Yesterday.
I just tweeted, I was like, my pick for 2022 Rookie of the Year, and it's a picture of King Klein, because he would also fall under the stipulation that if he came back and popped off for a season, he'd be the Rookie of the Year.
So weird.
And like, I think if King Klein won Rookie of the Year, people might be a little bit more upset just because
the perfect solution.
He is like, you know what I mean?
The perfect solution is you make another award that a lot of sports have called Comeback Player of the Year. And that's where Julianna Korver wins. She wins Comeback Player of the Year.
Sure.
Like,
boom.
There it is.
Yeah. And then I also saw a post that was like, what was the Pro Tour supposed to do? Were they like just supposed to do?
No, they 100% had no
whatever?
choice. They set those stipulations. So
I think they could have very easily went to Julianna Korver and be like, hey, you know, this was a little bit of oversight. You won Rookie of the Year. You know, do you think it's weird? Are you okay with it? Talk to her about it. She probably been like, yeah, it's a little unfair. And be like, are you okay with us giving it to Stacy Ronsley?
I don't think.
And either, first off, if they would have just posted Stacy Ronsley Rookie of the Year, no one's questioning that.
Yeah.
If that
do
post
you really
comes up,
think so? Because
I 100% think so.
Stipulations are posted and people can do the math.
I 100% think no one would have been like, well, don't you think Julianna Korver should have won Rookie of the Year?
I see. I disagree with that.
I don't think anyone would have said
because
it.
the stats
Secondly,
are out
they
there.
very easily could have said,
if it was a subjective thing, I agree. But they had stipulations and like people can do the math for themselves.
Yeah, but I think when people would have done the math and saw, oh, it's Julianna Korver,
I disagree with that. I've seen too much on Twitter lately to think
first
that.
off, your first issue is you're listening to Twitter. If you go to the Instagram
well,
comments,
those are the people.
Yeah, but Twitter is a weird space where like
when I say
people who agree with something on Twitter,
when I say
scroll,
people are going to be
like,
disagreeing,
and keep
though,
scrolling.
when I say people would disagree with what you just said, I'm talking about on Twitter.
Oh, sure, but I don't. If I see people disagreeing with me on Twitter, 9 times out of 10, I'm like, good, I made a good take. That's like, I read Twitter, I'm like, people hate me, perfect, I did it. But because Twitter, the thing about Twitter,
Hunter loves to be hated.
No, the thing about Instagram is if there's a great moment, people go on to Instagram and like, oh, sick, comment. On Twitter, if you're scrolling through your timeline and you agree with it, the most you do is like. Very rarely do you respond to a tweet saying,
this is true.
This is awesome. You respond to the tweet with, this is why I disagree with it. That's what Twitter's for, basically. So that's why I think you're falling into this trap where you're reading all of your comments and thinking that's what the majority thinks.
No. I don't think it's the majority. I didn't say the majority.
I think that's what I'm saying. If they would have said Stacy Ronsley,
I didn't say it would have
been, I think 2 or 3 people would have tweeted, and those tweets would have got 3 likes each, and we would have moved on, and no one even batted an eye.
Well, I mean, at the end of the day, we're still all just going to move on. Nobody's going to really, like, it is, like, another thing to mention, this is just a Rookie of the Year award. Like, it's not.
But that could be a big, for Julianna Korver, that's just another thing on the shelf.
There's
for Stacy Ronsley, that could be
there's no money involved. Now, it could be a contract negotiating point, but I don't know.
Yeah, I was gonna say for Stacy Ronsley, like that could be, or for Ella Hansen, that could be something that like helps propel them into the mainstream a little bit more, or like gives them a little bit boost in a contract or something.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Julianna Korver, everyone knows her name because she's one of the greatest of all time. She's a Hall of Fame player for 13 years, and
I
now
feel
she's
like
a
Hall
Rookie
of Fame should just immediately take you out of the running.
I still think that should also maybe put that in the stipulation. If you're a Hall of Fame, but then all those stipulations just sound ridiculous because you're like, surely we'd have enough common sense to not give it to a Hall of Famer anyways.
Too bad.
On
to the next award we hate.
My favorite thing that I think is funny is what you said of like, if you walk into the IDGC and you're like looking at these players and their accolades and you're like, oh, Julianna Korver, blah, 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 blah. 2021 Rookie of the Year, that it's got to be a typo. Like, it can't be right. There's a 15-year space here, and then she's Rookie of the Year.
You would see like her Hall of Fame like induction and then the Rookie of the Year.
The Rookie of the Year 13 years later.
It's just puzzling.
Yeah, that's just funny to think.
People are going to go back in the history books someday and be like, what? Like, that can't be, there's got to be something wrong here.
That'll be one of those like weird sports facts you'll see on Instagram.
It will be.
Yeah,
it will be.
Like,
totally.
did you know Julianna Korver won?
Which player won Rookie of the Year after being inducted into the Hall of Fame?
I just feel that there'll be a Trevor's Trivia in like 5 years.
We'll be like 65, and Trevor will be like, Trevor's Trivia for today. We'll be like, oh, who won? No, we'll never forget.
What? Yeah,
we'll never
forget. Never forget.
I just kind of feel bad for her that she was thrown in this situation.
No, yeah.
Because it's complicated for her.
It makes people seem like they're coming after her. Which
the
only reason people are saying anything about it is because of how great she was.
Yeah, that's the confusing thing.
Yeah.
Like, it's because of how great her career has been and how great of a player she is that it's an issue.
Yeah.
That's the
to
only
be honest,
thing.
if she had played this long but not had all the wins and all the accolades, I would not care nearly as much.
That's what I'm saying. If she had only won
Or
A
at
tiers
all.
and B tiers, I'd be like, yeah, she's
But she's
rookie.
a legend.
But she's
Yeah.
a legend. She
Yeah.
has it. She's won national tours, 8 majors, and is in the Hall of Fame with 230 wins. Like, you're not a rookie. So, but that's
Boom.
on the Pro Tour. That's not on Julianna Korver. Most improved player went to Missy Gannon and Kyle Klein.
Those are fine. Those make sense.
I believe those are fine.
I don't really need to talk about those ones. I feel like
I actually want to look at
Most improved?
Missy Gannon's 100% accurate. I want to look at Kyle Klein because I heard someone say, I just want to look at his last year's season. I haven't looked at this yet.
I would have given most improved to Hammers, I think.
Well, I just want to look at Kyle Klein this year. Obviously had an incredible season, but let's just look at his
Most
2020,
improved
what he
is-
was improving from.
It's somewhat subjective.
Yeah, is it from
though.
one year to another, or from the beginning of the year to the end of the year?
last year to this year?
Okay, that makes more
So
sense.
last year he
I
went
feel like he did better. He did better
29.
last year.
This is I'm just going to
He
read
just
Pro Tours
popped
from
off a
last
couple
year.
times last year, I think.
I'm just going to read Pro Tours from last year. 29th, 14th, 7th, 10th, 13th, 21st, 48th, 4th, 21st, 21st, 5th, and then 5th at USDGC. But that's not included in this. And then this year, he went just Pro Tours again. This is tougher because there's way more tournaments.
Kyle Klein was 5th at USDGC last year?
Yeah.
Wow.
43rd, 7th,
Impressive.
25th, 11th, 13th, 2nd, 15th, 6th, a win, 40th, 27th, 9th, and that's a Pro Tour Championship 5th.
It doesn't super stand out, but he did get a win. Like I said, I think I would have given it to Hammers personally because Hammers had 2 Pro Tours.
No,
believe.
he had a national tour.
Which one was the national tour? Is that Masters Cup? Was that a national tour?
I believe his national tour win was.
He won MVP, obviously. That was his pro tour.
Where's his first win?
This one though, like half the battle with awards is just picking players that just like you can justify.
Masters Cup was a national tour.
right? Like so, Kyle Klein. Yeah, it is what it is, but you can justify it. Like
Yeah,
it's fine.
there's definitely an argument
And
for
Missy
Kyle Klein.
Gannon, perfect pick for that. Absolutely.
Yeah, Adam Hamm is in a similar boat where like he had a good season the year before and then a great season this year. Like him and Kyle Klein, I think are both very similar. So I don't really when I looked at that post,
Yeah,
I didn't think anything of
fine.
it. I still don't think anything of it. I think they're
Yeah.
both. Most improved is also a very subjective award
It is
because
very.
like someone could go from 80th place in the Pro Tour to 20th.
Right.
And you're like, they jumped so much, but the jump from 80th to 20th is way easier than the jump from 20th to 5th.
Yeah.
So it's more just like, how do you perceive most improved? And I think Kyle Klein and Missy Gannon can both fit that and have a very good argument for them.
100%.
Now, Player of the Year, MPO, like I said, we'll have to go over who we think MPO will be or should be. FPO was announced as Missy Gannon, your Player of the Year for this year. I think this is just a big case of recency bias.
It just doesn't make any sense.
She had a great season. I think she had the 3rd best FPO season. But when you go the fan vote, she won the fan vote, and then the Pro Tour Championship it makes up 25% of it, and she won that. So when you go back to back with that,
The problem is
it's hard to not give it to her
The problem with
there.
the Player of the Year structure right now is because 25% of it goes to your Pro Tour finish and then 50% of it is between the media and fan vote. Essentially, all you have to do is play good in one tournament and then be the favorites of the fans and media, and you win Player of the Year. That's all you have to do, which means Nathan Queen could win Player of the Year, and all he has to do is get the fan and media vote. It just comes down to like complete voting. Only your points total in the Pro Tour, which should be by far and away the most important thing for Player of the Year in the Pro Tour, only counts for a quarter. So I think that's flawed. I think that should be 50% of it, and I think the voting should then go 25-25 for both of the voting combined and the Pro Tour. I don't even like the Pro Tour finale finish like really counting that much because it's one event and it's a weird format. It's more. It feels like more of like a
Paige
friendly
I'm
event.
gonna just look at Paige's season first. She has 5 Pro Tour wins, and her worst finish at a Pro Tour was, it looks like 5th place.
Yeah.
Missy
Absolutely
Gannon
dominant.
had the Pro Tour Championship. Whether we want to count that, do we want to count that or no? As a Pro Tour win, or is that a postseason win?
I mean, just read the rest of them first, and then we can.
She won Des Moines, and then she won a Silver Series.
So she had 1 Pro Tour, a Silver Series, and then we'll just give her the other one because it doesn't even matter.
So she had 2 Pro Tour wins and a Silver Series. We'll go 2.5 to Paige's 5. And then Missy Gannon's worst finish at a Pro Tour was 19th. I mean,
and then Paige, and then if you want to throw in the other things, because people like Missy won the throw pink, and then did Paige not win? She won U.S. Women's, right?
Yeah, but throw pink's an 8 tier. U.S. Women's is a major.
Right, but I like the Pro Tour in their post for Player of the Year mentioned throw pink women's.
Well, I think
in
because
their
they
post.
again were looking at it going, this probably isn't the right player, so we need to make an argument for Missy Gannon.
I think the Pro Tour
Missy
was,
Gannon had an incredible season.
Yeah, she's not Player of the Year.
Again, as soon as you say anything wrong about a player, people immediately go, "Oh my gosh, they hate Missy Gannon." No,
not-
Missy Gannon's
this is
incredible.
not a problem with Missy
I think
Gannon.
she's, like I said, probably the third best FPO player on tour right now. Once the Europeans come in, I think she's probably fifth. But I don't think she's the Player of the Year.
It's just I don't understand how you can argue.
It's just the recency bias. The vote.
Yeah,
The vote. Basically, what happened was she won what felt like a major, the throw pink women's. Then she won another tournament that felt like a major, the Pro Tour Championship, because of the money on the line. So she went back-to-back wins to finish out the season. And then a few weeks later, all the fans receive a ballot that has Missy Gannon's name on it.
Right.
It's like, oh, Missy Gannon just went back-to-back majors, basically. Boom, we're going to pick her. And, I mean, I kind of want to... I didn't send the tweet because... Like, I don't want. It's not that big of a deal to cause a stink about because like Missy Gannon did have a great season. I don't think I don't think she deserved Player of the Year over Paige, but she did have a great season.
I don't think I've ever seen this in any other case where I might be wrong. Somebody can find me an example, but I don't think a most improved player has ever won Player of the Year as well.
I don't mind that.
I think you typically give those awards to two different people.
I think typically, but I don't mind it.
Because I think most improved to me has always been. And there could be extreme cases where somebody literally like climbs the ladder all the way up to number one from like way back. But typically most improved is like meant for me to somebody who was a nobody and burst onto the scene. But it is very difficult. I'm going to say for the Pro Tour, I'll say a nice thing for the Pro Tour. It is very difficult to come up with the stipulations for what to do to qualify for awards without having it actually happen to where you can look at it and see. Now they could have run mocks on previous years, but they don't have the votes, and that's like half of the battle. So they now have learned what it looks like when they use the stipulations that they set. I would be willing to guarantee just about that they're going to change stipulations around regardless as if they thought the results are wrong or not. I'm sure they're going to make adjustments because of certain things. So like it's tough the first year to get it right. I just went head to head Pro Tours only, and Paige Pierce was 11-1 against Missy Gannon this year. Yeah,
on the Pro Tour.
It's just nothing. There's just nothing
not including the Pro Tour
that.
Championship. If you give Missy the Pro Tour Championship, Paige was 11-2.
There's just nothing very confusing about that.
I wanted to make this tweet, but I didn't, just because again I didn't think it's that big of a deal to tweet about it because I like Missy. I liked her season. She had a good season, so it's
That's
like
the thing
you can
is-
at least. I don't think you have an argument for it, but I could see someone trying to make an argument because of the last two tournaments. So I was like, it's not a big deal. But the tweet I was going to make was like, just take their names out of it and be like, Player A, 5 Pro Tour wins, 11-1, 11-2 against Player B. Player B, 2.5 Pro Tour wins, like blah blah blah, and like list out the stats and then have you vote who was Player of the Year.
You gotta,
and like
it's
you'd have to
almost
go
like
Player
how
A,
they
and
got
that
to
was
hand
Paige.
out the ballots at this point because like because Paige, like, and we are guilty of this too, like just thinking that Paige stinks now because she had she didn't win a few times because like we just
If you look at her season,
it's not a bad season. It's just like sometimes she doesn't do what we expect her to do.
she had
and
3 bad tournaments,
right,
realistically, which was Texas State's 11th,
I think
Music
people-
City Open 13th, Throw Pink Women's 10th.
I think people just forget that like at the end of the day she's gonna win like 1 out of every 3. So like, and Connor's just choking on his
He's
coffee
very
right
passionate
now.
about
very
it.
passionate about this issue.
Oh
Yeah, go ahead, get it all out. Get it all out.
Oh, that hurt. She played. Oh my gosh.
You need a
Paige
hug?
played 24 tournaments and won.
This man's breathing mocha right now.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
9.
9, 10,
11.
11. She was 11 wins on 24 events.
Yeah, so actually she almost wins half the time.
Yeah.
She's Player of the Year. It's not difficult.
She should have been.
Yeah.
She should have been. Now, MPO.
I'd love to see the ballots. I'd love to see who like voted for who.
MPO, I
That
want
would
to
be
know
fascinating.
who. Let's do 2 things. We're going to go around the room.
Okay.
Who do you think is going to win the
who
MPO Player of the
should
Year,
win.
and who do you think should win the MPO Player of the Year? We'll start with Trevor.
Okay, I don't remember the
For the Pro Tour.
Ricky was the points champion.
Yes.
I think that this award might be pretty cut and dry as to like if you win the points champion, like
That's how I feel like it should be.
I think regardless of even that, Ricky is player of the year, should be, and I think they're going to give it to Paul. Recency bias.
I was literally going to say the exact same thing.
Yeah, I think Konner would too.
Well, I'm trying to look if it would go to Eagle. Just because the only thing I think Ricky won Pro Tour points was because he played Silver Series, but I think Eagle had more Pro Tour wins.
Was that the difference, though?
I don't know. That's what I'm looking at.
Points. That's the question.
Because Eagle won 1, 2, 3, 4 Pro Tours. Ricky won 1, 2, 3. Okay.
Yeah.
3 to 4. So but in my head,
it could go to. I will say
in my head it's Ricky
I would
or
say
Eagle.
it could go to Ricky or Eagle. It's probably going to go to Paul.
Because let's look at
Paul's going to win the vote.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
He's definitely going to win the fan vote, 1,000,000%.
I think he's going to win the
and
fan vote.
He's probably going to win the media vote.
Media vote. The tough part is
if the media vote swung towards Missy, it's going to swing towards Paul.
The reason that Paul has an argument for Player of the Year is he won a national tour event. This is overall Player of the Year. He won a national tour event and he won USDGC, both of which shouldn't factor into the Pro Tour Player of the Year, unless you want to bring outside of Pro Tour stuff, which then strengthens our Julianna Korver argument. Back to that. But anyways.
Checkmate.
So for Paul, he won 1 Pro Tour.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Man,
so
that would be something.
If I agree that I just have this feeling it's going to go to Paul. And I think if that happens, I again think it's a recency bias, same thing that went with Missy Gannon, because Paul went first USDGC, third at the Pro Tour Championship. Eagle went 9th at USDGC, didn't play the Pro Tour Championship, and Ricky went 3rd at USDGC, 5th at the Pro Tour Championship. So Ricky and Eagle weren't in the like final weeks, like the mix up, you know what I mean? And so I think that it might end up happening. If it goes to Ricky or Eagle, there's a strong argument for either. If it goes to Paul, it's just a tough.
If it goes to Ricky or Eagle, I won't bat an eye. If it goes to Paul, then it's like, ooh.
I think the overall Player of the Year, you can make an argument for all 3.
Yeah, that's fine.
The tough part is this is the Pro Tour Player of the Year. So if you're just using Pro Tour stats, I think you can make an argument for Ricky or Eagle because they both won multiple times.
Well, and the thing is, we know half of the equation because we know who has the best finish in the finale.
Nathan Queen.
No, between
them's Paul.
It's Paul, and we know who had the overall points lead, and that's Ricky. So it literally is going to come down to the vote, which is
media and fan vote.
That is how a lot of MVP awards go.
It's going to be very interesting.
We'll know that it was decided by basically what. But again, I think
that's one thing that's going to be interesting with the Pro Tour awards is like the Pro Tour awards should be focused on the Pro Tour, which next year and the years in the future won't be as big of a deal because the only events that won't be Pro Tour events will be majors. But this year there's like the National Tour and majors. Yeah. So when you like look and factor in the National Tours and majors,
this is a confusing
Paul
year.
gets like way stronger of an argument.
Yeah.
But when you just look at Pro Tour, it's literally like Ricky or Eagle because you can't look.
It'll
at
get a lot less
stuff.
confusing next year.
Yeah.
When the Pro Tour is
again, that should
tour.
be being posted today. So by the time this podcast is out, it might already be up. So like, did we predict the future? Who knows?
We'll see. Usually we don't.
I'm gonna just like leave the Pro Tour's Instagram on my phone, and I'll just refresh it every once in a while to see if they announce it. So we have like a breaking news segment.
I hope Nathan Queen wins just so that they have to fully admit that their system was broken.
There's no way Nathan Queen wins.
He could win the fan vote 100%, and then he has 50%. He has the fan vote and he has the highest finish.
If he won it, then that
right
throws
now,
all
I
the
think there's
awards out the window.
I'd like to say there's a very high chance he wins the fan vote. And that being said,
I think there's a possibility he comes
for
close.
Player of the Year.
Serious?
I trust the fans.
If people
enough.
see his names, they will do it. They will do it.
No, for
They're
Player
fans,
of the Year?
man, dude. If you've seen
He's
like
got
anytime
some big
sports
fans.
do like all-star voting and stuff like that, like if fans get a vote, they just take advantage of it. Like people are funny. Like they just do stuff like that.
I think
I would do stuff like that.
I think I might would vote for him.
I might vote for Nathan Queen.
If I watched the one, what was it on ESPN?
Yeah, the documentary.
If I watched that like documentary thing right before I voted, I would have been seriously. I would have been like, oh my gosh, I'm so emotional. I'm going to vote for Nathan Queen.
Yeah, man, he's my player of the year.
Yeah.
If he wins, then you got to throw out all the awards.
Yeah,
every one of them.
Throw them
all
all.
right,
I hope it goes.
This is a year.
I now hope it goes to Nathan Queen just to watch the fireworks. And actually, no, I hope it's Nathan Queen to watch the people on social media try to justify why he's actually player of the year.
You know what we should do?
And that would be very fun.
If it's Nathan Queen, we should like put people into a catch-22 where I take the stance that it should be Nathan Queen and you take the stance it shouldn't. and just watch the typical Twitter people that come after us, what do?
Yeah, what do they do?
Because they got to take one of our sides.
They got to take somebody's side.
Yeah, they got to agree with one of us for once. What are they going to do?
That's how we should start doing this.
Yeah,
we should just start coordinating.
Which one of you are going to take the dumb take, though?
We'll flip-flop.
We'll just flip, we'll flip a coin.
Yeah.
That's hilarious.
Tails, you got to agree
that
with
would be funny.
Queen.
People would be like, man, dude, Hunter's making a lot of sense recently.
Well, no, I'll just drip in. I'll just take the bad stance, but I'll just drip in satire because the people that will come after me won't know that it's satire, but like my diehard followers will know that I'm just being funny.
Yeah.
I feel like I take that route on Twitter enough that if I just like said Nathan Queen fully deserved player of the year, people are going to get the joke.
Yeah, it's a sad tire.
There's already people that believe Nathan Queen's player of the year and are commenting right now.
Yeah, like if you don't think Nathan Queen's player of the year.
Well, he is player of the year. He's not.
He got
He's
my
player
vote.
of the month. Heck yeah, he was.
That's maybe should the Pro Tour start doing employee of the month?
You mean player of the month?
Yeah,
I mean, player of the month is
kind of funny.
how many? Well, you have
Just
like 3 events in a month.
call it employee of the month.
Just whoever won the most recent event.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd say that would be intense recency bias.
but it'd be worth it. All right, and so
Heck yeah.
there we go. Pro Tour end of the year awards.
Technically, player of the year is recency bias, just in the scheme of many years.
Yeah, we'll just see what happens with
Every award is just
perspective
recency
shift.
bias if your recency is
big enough.
relative.
We'll see what
Recency
happens, and we'll
bias.
talk about the MPO player of the year next week. Let's hop over to the fan favorite segment, Trevor's Trivia. What do you got?
Heck yeah, Trevor.
What's your
Okay.
trivia this week,
What's your
man?
trivia, man?
So here's the thing.
It's yours.
You know, there was so much talking about player of the year and rookie of the year that I was like,
gosh.
I should make just a question about this. And so I have a question, and it's gonna be pretty tough. Probably
Who's the first ever Hall of Famer to win Rookie of the Year?
Dang it, dude. No. The question is, how many, and if you can name them, which players, both MPO and FPO, have won both Rookie of the Year and Player of the Year during their career?
Wow.
This is actually an interesting one. I was like kind of surprised in some of the stuff I saw.
I don't even think I have anything to say. Go ahead, take it, Hunter. This is just a Hunter
I
question.
have no
You
idea.
can try to give it a shot in the dark at how many, and then just try to name as many as you
The
Okay,
can.
tough
Hunter,
thing is Rookie of the Year.
Why don't you
because,
just
like,
name off as many people as you can think of that
There are
won Rookie of the
only
Year? Let's start
2
there.
names on this list that you will not. There
Okay,
are,
good. I can't think of any either.
There are only a few names on the list that you will not name, but like you can name most of them.
Well, the tough part is like Rookie of the Year for the PDGA is a weird award because if you accept cash at the wrong time, you can go pro and then be ineligible for Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, but
no matter how good
I will say
season
most
is.
of the Rookie of the Years aren't that shocking. A little bit earlier on, maybe there were some that were like, huh.
Well, no, not that like the Rookie of the Year that won it that year is shocking, but like the player who is now Player of the Year years later but didn't win Rookie of the Year, you look back and you're like,
Right.
oh, well,
No.
it's because they accepted cash
Yeah.
in June instead of July.
Was Paul ever Rookie of the Year?
Well, I'll just get,
Why would I answer that?
yeah.
I'm
I
asking
feel
Hunter.
like he wasn't, but I don't know. Like for some reason, I feel like
What
he
do we
wasn't.
get if we guess wrong?
Yeah, do I get slapped?
Yes.
All right, well, then I'm not guessing.
I'm just kidding.
Paul Macbeth.
We'll start with Katrina Allen.
That is one of them.
Oh, that's a very good one,
I was gonna say,
Hunter.
I'm pretty sure she was.
I
Player
was
of the
trying
Year
to
at some
think of
point.
an FPO one.
Did Paul win Rookie of the Year? I feel like Paul's rookie season was stacked.
Yeah. But
Ricky
I
Wysocki.
Yes.
Heck yeah. Now, was Ricky and Paul's rookie season the same season? No. Paul Macbeth.
Yes.
Yes.
be clear, I already said that I win.
I will give you another hint. You've just named the only MPO players to ever do it.
Paige
Wow.
Pierce.
Yes.
I was thinking that, but I didn't say it, did I?
Now, the other two you're saying there's no chance I get.
So
I
far,
didn't say
you
there was
haven't-
only 2 more.
No.
So far, you haven't said any wrong, which
Well,
is
you
very
just said those are
impressive.
the only two MPO players, so I need to just park my bus on FPO.
Yes.
Sarah Hokum.
No.
Oh, that was going to be my guess, but I didn't want to say it.
There's still, I will say, I'll just tell you, because you're doing pretty well, so I don't think the number of them really matters that much. There is 4 more, and 2 of them you would be able to guess not without any difficulty.
Valerie Jenkins.
Yes. And there's 1 more that you would be able to guess.
I mean, do I have to go? Is it an older player? Like, need to go back in the history books a
I'm
little
not
bit?
going to tell you that.
I know Julianna Korver didn't do it, but now, hey, Julianna Korver now.
She didn't win. This is PDGA player of the year. Should have mentioned that.
She never won
Yeah,
PGA
she did-
Player of the
You
Year.
almost got him.
What?
I know she didn't win.
She didn't
I
win
know
Rookie
she didn't
of the
win
Year.
Rookie of the Year when she was a
you
rookie.
were saying
But I was
PGA
saying
Rookie of
now,
the Year is what I was.
now she's
alluding to.
she's done it. So
Okay, you
your
can
list
have that one,
is
sure.
fraud.
Okay.
Elaine
I declare
King,
frogs.
No.
Des Redding.
Correct. And then the other two that you
Lisa
wouldn't
Fakis.
guess, no.
Dang it.
The other two were Beth Tanner and Becky Powell.
Yeah,
But
I've never heard of
I found it fascinating that only 2 MPO players had ever done it.
I always like to give you a good clap after Trevor's trivia, Trevor.
Thank
so you know
you.
you did a good job.
Thank you.
I thought the claps were for me, but
that was an interesting
It's
question.
for both.
You did pretty
For
well
both
there.
of
That
us.
was, that was impressive.
It depends on
you started
who
off on a
I
hot
feel like
streak
is the
there.
most upset after Trevor's trivia.
that's true. All right, let's jump into
Just stir it up.
one of our newer segments that people love.
Do they love
I
it?
think
That's
they
good to
love
know.
It gets a lot of votes.
It gets a lot of votes. A lot of votes for Trevor. Trevor's now up. It goes 3 Trevor. Trevor has 3 wins. Konner has 2 wins. I have 1 win. So
I've officially been passed.
Yeah, and I'm officially in the hot seat that I'm probably going to have to cook dinner. Also because
Heck yeah. Still
plenty
everyone's
of
turned
weeks
on
left.
me. There's no list I could make that makes people win.
There's still
win.
plenty of weeks.
I'll vote for you.
That's not
It's
true. That's
hey,
not true.
Hunter, I'm voting for you this week.
Common excuses that you hear on the course.
I get to decide the
Trevor
order.
gets to decide the order.
Let me.
In case you guys didn't hear that, it was common excuses you hear on the course.
It's kind of funny because you're like, in case you didn't hear that. And the prompt is stuff that you hear.
That's funny.
That was kind of like punny.
I am going
I just
to
thought that was
go.
to clarifying. I'm sorry.
No, I know you weren't making a joke. I just thought it was funny.
I don't make jokes. I don't know what you think you know about me, but I don't make jokes.
Man,
If I know anything about you, it's that I know nothing about you.
I'm gonna go first.
Okay.
I'm gonna have.
I went last week, so you should probably have me go second.
I'm gonna have Hunter go second again, and you want to
Alright.
go last. Same order.
Okay. Fine.
Right, Trevor's first.
Whatever.
Okay. The first excuse I'm taking is simply I slipped.
That's a good one. That is a good one right there. I
Okay.
declared a good one.
My first excuse that I wanted to
There's
take.
2 ways you can go with
I
this.
Oh
was
yeah,
gonna say,
is
I
this
need-
slipped out of your hand or
I
not?
need.
I slipped.
I
Okay.
slipped. Okay, gotcha.
Because my first one was that slipped.
Yeah, I think
That
they're
was the
different.
first one I
You
had
can
on
have
the
that.
list.
You can have
Okay,
that.
I
Yeah,
wanted to
yeah.
make sure.
Yeah,
Because
that's
mine is referring to the disc
I'm
slipped
re-
out of my hand.
Right, I'm referring to the player on the tee pad. I
Okay.
slipped.
Boom.
I think both of those are like they're pretty interchangeable, but it's
Well, that's what I was saying. If they're too interchangeable, I can go to the next one down on my list.
no. Interchangeable is in like they're both probably just as good,
Okay.
but like yeah, they're different for sure because I had them both on my list.
Konner,
I have.
you get 2.
I have. That disc was stable yesterday. And
Yes. It's good. I had that disc never does that. That's kind of the same thing, but so that was a good one.
and then this one's kind of long, so I don't know how to fit it in there the right way. It's come on, man.
What are you 12?
It's
What is it, Konner?
it's like I forgot what it was. Oh, like where did that tailwind come from?
That's another one I had. Dang it.
I'll have completely different ones than me. Which
Those
makes me
are
think
the-
that my list is awful. All right, my next one is.
Oh, I've got a great one.
Okay. I'll go with this one next. My next one is I didn't know that tree was there. Like when
Okay,
you're like
that's
playing a
a good one.
course and you
Yeah,
throw
yeah.
and it bounces, you're like, oh, what?
That's fair.
I didn't
Where
know
did
that tree was
where
there.
did that tree come
That's
from?
fair.
Yeah, there's 2 different ways to word it.
Okay. So I get 2
But
here.
I'm going with the way I
One
said it.
you said it. Yeah, that's
Don't
good.
worry. I'm not changing it up, guys.
No,
my
you're
first
good,
one
man. I love
is
you.
my first one is I'm injured. I get a lot
Okay.
of that. Usually it's people talking about
I like that one because that's like a premeditated excuse.
Yes,
Like before you
usually-
show, you're
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
I'm kind of injured
usually
today.
well a lot of times like I see a guy throw and he doesn't go as far as he'd like and he's talking about how he can't really reach back because of his back hurting or something. So I hear a lot of those. And then the next one I'm going to go with, and this one I love because it just doesn't have to be an excuse, and it is that was the first time I've thrown that disc.
Yeah.
Like, then why'd you throw it?
yeah, like
If you care about the shot, then throw it in the field first.
you're
Like,
either silly because you threw bad or you're silly because you threw that your first shot with that in a round.
yeah, like I love that one.
All right. Mine is one that we've all used multiple times. Everyone uses it.
Heck yeah.
Like, oh, I wouldn't throw that in a tournament.
Yes,
Yeah,
so good.
yeah.
Love that.
I use that all the time. I'm
Very
like, well,
true.
you know, I'm actually just going to throw a second because I would never throw that in a tournament. But, like, I would have thrown it in the tournament if I was staying in that exact same spot.
All right.
Oh, I just thought of a
I
great
get
one
2
too.
right
I know
now.
Connor's about to take mine. I just have a feeling.
All right.
Osmosis.
I get 2 right now. First one is it was leg day today.
Oh, I didn't. That was not one of mine. I feel like that's similar.
Guys,
to my
that's a
injured
funny one. Why aren't you guys reacting? That's
I've
funny.
I've never heard anybody.
I've
say
never
that.
heard anyone say it.
Yeah.
I mean,
Okay,
I
well,
might
Hunter
have said
just
it.
said it the other day, which was why it was funny.
Well, I feel
the
like
thing-
it's pretty similar to like the I'm injured.
Whatever.
because like the same.
I just think it's a very
It is more
niche one
specific.
because
Is that okay?
That's very like.
Okay, that's fine. I don't really care your opinions on it. Is it okay that I say it?
Yes.
though?
Yeah,
That's
no,
fine.
I mean
That's fine.
it is an excuse.
All right. My next one is I usually make those.
That's a good one.
Usually make those.
That's like Michael Scott in the warehouse.
Yes.
Usually make those.
Flippity flip.
See you on the flippity flip. All right, man. I got 2.
Later, warehouse.
You got 2 year between.
Yeah. I really thought one of these would have been taken. I'm trying to decide.
I got one that I really like. I'm hoping you'll take it.
I thought
And
you
just
guys were
thought of
going to
it.
laugh at leg
One
day.
I use-
I thought you guys were going to laugh at it.
It was leg day for me today, so it's not funny anymore.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I'm injured.
And Hunter injured himself yesterday.
Man,
myself yesterday.
one I use all the time, but I think one's more relatable. So like, which one is it?
The relatable one will probably
Yeah, probably the
win.
one that's relatable.
Like, that's kind of a silly question.
Nah, I'm going with the one I use all the time.
Okay.
Just because I want. This is my list. I want it to be about my list. You know, I already lost this week's challenge thing.
Be ready for me to come after
No,
I'm
your
going
list
with-
is good so far.
No,
so
I'm
don't
saying
mess
like
it up.
overall.
Oh, no.
I'm going with I hit my chest.
Okay, no, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Well, I know it's a good. Like I've heard other people say it too.
sorry.
What was
A
your
lot.
other one? Just
It's stuck on my hand.
it's stuck on my hand. Okay.
I just
said
that
I
seemed
suck
too-
on my hand. I was like,
Stuck on my hand. Well, nobody used grip lock, and that's the name of our podcast.
but it's like
I find
it's
that
like
very
not really an
funny.
excuse. Like that is
I
the
kind of
mistake.
forgot that one existed.
Well, no,
No,
like
that's
some
not an
excuses
excuse.
are mistakes.
Like the grip lock is a mistake.
Like
It's
I
not
hit
an
my
excuse.
chest is something that actually happens, but it's like
Oh, it's an excuse. Isn't like I wasn't trying to throw that line. I grip locked. I understand.
yeah.
Yeah.
And like
I was thinking,
it's
like-
more an excuse because you need to make sure everyone knows.
Like
With
that's
that
not how
being
I
said-
usually throw.
with
Oh,
that-
like well, it's you. Of course, it went like that. I hit my chest.
I have
That
hit my
being said,
chest multiple times.
I'm not going to take the grip locked one because I like my other one better, and that is bag putts don't count. That one.
That's
that one
another
brings
premeditated
me,
one.
That one brings me joy.
One I
Somebody putts as they're putting their 25 footer that they never make, but are just assuming you think they do with their bag on their shoulder, misses it, and then bag putts don't count. Because my bag was on.
That's so-
and then
I
they
would
don't
like-
even re-putt it without the bag. They just
No,
walk away.
no, because-
like that would have been it if I wasn't
Well,
wearing the bag.
that's because like
Like,
you think
okay.
about that when you're walking up to a putt of like it's kind of a tester, but if I keep my bag on, I have an
It's just
excuse if I
casual,
miss
yeah.
it, and then if you make it, you look like a bad tail.
I can't
One that
stand
I
that.
really
I know
wish-
some notorious bag putters not going to mention
One I
names.
really wish I would have said instead of leg day, but I'll stick with it, is like
Well, you
one
have
that
to.
like all of my friends have said, me included, and it's just like you're already having a bad round and then you miss a short putt and you just go, I wasn't trying. We're all counting that, right?
Yeah.
We've said that before.
Yeah.
I wasn't. You guys know I wasn't trying.
Yeah. That's the
Yeah,
same thing of
they're-
like,
the
well,
short-
I
the
would have focused
tap-in-
in a tournament.
The tap in putt, it's not really an excuse, but like the tap in putt where somebody just says like we're not going to count that, right?
What I've done before, that's more like the sad way to do it. Like,
And they
guys,
kind of
we
look
surely are
around to
counting
see
that.
if you saw it first, and they're like that doesn't count, right?
What I've done
Sometimes if I
before-
feel bad enough, I just go, I'm not counting that.
What I've done before, if I'm playing like a really bad, like I'm just like having a shaky putting day, and we're like, I'm not facing off in anything. If I'm playing something where strokes matter and they're serious, like we're playing for something, I would
Yeah,
never
yeah,
do this.
yeah.
Like when we're just playing casual,
Yeah, it's
sometimes
casual
I'll like
round.
continually be talking. So then when I miss the 10-footer, like I was talking through my backswing and like putting, so then like miss the 10-footer, you don't
just
like.
kinda like-
you're
You're
just
like,
like,
hold on, let me
oh.
actually try.
No, I don't even say it. I just pick my putter up and walk away after.
That's another phrase. Is let me actually try.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, so there you have it. There's this
I also
week's.
love when people
You can
make
vote it
their
over on Twitter.
I also love when people make their second putt after they miss and be like, "Man, if only the second one counted." Like, yeah, no kidding, because there was
Second
no
guy's
pressure on
always
the
better.
second one.
Second
Yeah.
guy's always better.
The thing I love about this segment is it always sounds like we're coming after people.
Well, it's
but,
really
like, we're
us.
also talking about
yeah,
us
it is
as
all
well.
us. Yeah, 100%. That was a good one. Boys.
That was a good one. Good
Well
job,
done.
everybody.
Good job,
Nobody
everybody.
had ridiculous ones except for leg day.
We're
apparently.
starting to. Well, I'm proud of us because we're starting to like figure out that we can't break any rules or we're all going to get murdered by each other.
Yeah.
So we're just being we're getting in a groove here.
Well, I'm more figuring out that like I can't say anything about rules or I'll get murdered by the comments.
Yeah.
So I just
Just
have
basically
to.
keep your mouth
stop
shut and
bullying us,
just say the
Hunter.
answers.
Yeah, did I tell you about that? Someone DM. You probably listened to the show because they said they listened to all the shows. And they DM'd me and said, I used to love Grip Lock because y'all were all just like friends hanging out. He's like, but now you've just turned into Trevor and Konner's bully. And I was like,
You're right. And
help.
help. Yeah, I'm tied to this chair
See,
now.
the key is you got to be their boss first, bully second, because then it's like, what are they going to do? No,
He's
Trevor,
not- he's
go
not-
ahead and tell him you love me.
Connor slapped me in the face yesterday repeatedly.
Konner did?
I did.
Not Connor, Hunter. Hunter did.
It was
That
for a
is
video.
not-
It was
No,
for a video.
that is not
and it was
untrue.
consensual.
Anyways,
I told him he could slap me
Everything
too.
we
He didn't
just
want
did
to.
was awful. Good. Keep going. Just keep going. Move on.
All right, well, That's going to wrap up this week's podcast. Let me just double check one final time. Did the Pro Tour announce their player of the year?
I feel like we were in the car on the way to film yesterday.
Yeah, I think so too.
So it's probably be like closer to noon.
It's going to be before this episode goes up. Yes. It's just the window that they can announce stuff before, like after we shoot to before an episode goes up, it's getting really small now. So,
but we're shooting the. It's a smaller amount of time though, because now we're shooting the episode the day we.
That's what I'm
release
saying.
It. So
we used to shoot it the day
smaller
before.
window.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's getting really
small. But the
small.
problem is, it's going to pop in that window.
But this is the first time in weeks that something's popped in.
I
that
feel
window.
like probably most people listen to this podcast either like this evening after they get off work or tomorrow
that's what I'm saying.
morning.
They're going to already know.
So they're going to know.
Yeah.
But that's
Comment
okay. It's fun. I'll admit it is fun to listen to podcasts, hearing
them talk
speculating, and then them being completely wrong or right. But like it's more fun when they're wrong.
So to go back, we all think that Paul is going to win the Player of the Year from the PDGA, and we all think it should be Ricky
bias,
or possibly Eagle.
Yeah.
So
heard it here.
That's our a few hours before it gets posted announcement.
It is 8:39.
8:39 on Wednesday, December 15th, 2021. If you're listening to this 10 years in the future, go back, look at this day, and see if we were right.
Okay.
Or maybe we were wrong.
I bet somebody will do that.
We'll talk to you all next week. Same time, same place.